Have you ever noticed that the loudest people in the room are rarely the most successful? We all have big dreams, but there is a strange trap we fall into. We get so excited about our goals that we tell everyone about them. But here's the hard truth. Talking about your goals actually tricks your brain into feeling like you have already achieved them. Today, I want to tell you a story about why you need to keep your mouth shut if you truly want to win in life. Long ago, in a valley known for its incredible craftsmen, there lived a master woodcarver. He had two apprentices. One was named Julian, and the other was named Silas. Both young men were incredibly talented, but they had very different ways of going about their lives. Julian was a bright, energetic guy. He had a brilliant imagination, but he had one major flaw. He could not keep a secret. Whenever an idea popped into his head, he had to share it. He craved the applause before the work was even done. Silas, on the other hand, was quiet. He kept his head down, observed everything, and spoke only when it was absolutely necessary. One day, the mayor of the town made a massive announcement. The town was going to host a grand festival at the end of the year, and they were looking for a centerpiece for the town square. The craftsman who created the most magnificent wooden sculpture would not only win a huge sum of money, but would also be named the master craftsman of the valley. Julian was thrilled. The moment he heard the news, his mind started racing. He ran straight to the local tavern where the other craftsmen and villagers gathered. He stood up and told everyone exactly what he was going to make. He described a massive, intricate statue of a soaring eagle, complete with mechanical wings that would move with the wind. He even told them the specific type of rare, dark oak he was going to use to make it perfect. The villagers clapped. They praised his vision, calling him a genius. Julian felt amazing. He felt like a winner before he had even picked up his tools. But out in the crowd, some rival carvers were listening closely. The next morning, when Julian went to the lumberyard to buy his rare dark oak, he found out that his rivals had already bought all of it. They had stolen his material. Instead of going back to the drawing board, Julian just went around town complaining to anyone who would listen. He talked about how unfair it was, and then he started bragging about his backup plan. For months, Julian spent his days talking, explaining, and defending his ideas. People constantly stopped him to ask how his grand eagle was coming along. Because of all this talking and social pressure, he barely spent any time actually carving. Meanwhile, Silas took a completely different path. When he heard about the competition, he simply smiled, went back to his dusty workshop, and closed the door. He understood something very important. He knew why you should always keep your goals a secret. Every time you open your mouth to brag, you give away your energy. Silas wanted to know how to achieve your goals secretly, without any outside interference. For months, nobody saw much of Silas. He did not go to the tavern. He did not boast. He faced huge problems in his workshop. His tools broke, his wood splintered, and his initial designs failed. But because he had told no one, he did not have to deal with the embarrassment of public failure. He just quietly learned from his mistakes and tried again. No one stole his ideas because no one knew what he was doing. Finally, the day of the grand festival arrived. The town square was packed with people. It was time to unveil their creations. Julian pulled the sheet off his work. It was supposed to be a magnificent eagle, but because he was rushed and lacked the right materials, it looked clumsy. The wings didn't move. Even worse, two of his rivals unveiled sculptures that looked suspiciously like his original idea, only better executed. The crowd gave Julian a polite but disappointed scattered applause. He hung his head in shame. Then it was Silas's turn. He stepped forward and pulled the heavy canvas off his work. The entire square went completely silent. Silas had not carved a bird. He had carved an incredibly detailed, life-sized wooden tree. But it wasn't just a carving. Water flowed up through the trunk and out of the wooden branches, creating a beautiful, peaceful fountain. It was a masterpiece of both art and engineering. The crowd erupted into massive cheers. It was the most beautiful thing the town had ever seen. Silas was instantly declared the winner. Later that evening, a heartbroken Julian walked up to Silas. He looked at his friend and asked, "How did you do it? How did you build something so perfect while I lost everything?" Silas placed a hand on his friend's shoulder and said, "Words leak energy, Julian. While you were painting a picture with your words for the town, I was building my picture with my hands. When you talk, you let the pressure out. I kept my mouth shut, and that pressure forced me to work." This story is a mirror for our own lives. So, what does this mean for you and me? If you are on a journey of personal growth, you have to protect your dreams. Building a success mindset isn't just about thinking positively. It is about knowing when to be quiet. People often underestimate the power of silence. When you keep your plans to yourself, you actually build up the pressure and drive needed to achieve your goals. This is a huge part of self-improvement and finding true motivation. The psychology of success shows us that validation from others actually slows us down. If you want to stay focused and truly apply the law of attraction to your life, you need to work in silence. Stop announcing your moves before you make them. Let your hard work make the noise, and let your results speak for themselves. If this story changed the way you look at your goals today, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It costs you nothing, but it helps us bring more meaningful stories to you. Keep working hard, keep it a secret, and I will see you in the next one.